Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. So last time I finished the Children's Week event and I think I logged out in Orgrimmar after handing in the last quest there. And sort of the mission episode here is about collecting all or at least most of the quests for the dungeon of Sunken Temple. So at the moment I have two. I have the Temple of Atal Hakkar 50 dungeon quest. It's a quest that I picked it up eventually. It's part of a chain that I picked up in, let me see, down here in Stonard at some point. I think it was a level 43 quest or something like that, where I have to pick up some items where I was sort of swimming around the dungeon itself, you could say, where the dungeon is located, but it's sort of completed outside of the dungeon and not inside. And at the same time, the other quest here, Jammal the Prophet, it was an NPC in the Hinterlands that I sort of got acquainted with from doing quest at the same place in Swarm of Sorrows. I'm just going to show you up here in the Hinterlands. So Jammal the Prophet is standing here inside this area here. I think he's standing on this very, but I had to deliver some poison stuff or something like that. So it's part of a chain as well that initially started, or I sort of got acquainted with the NPC that he was standing here due to a quest in the Swarm of Sorrows as well, where Sunken Temple is located. The quest, by the way, I have two other quest chains. That's both of them, as far as I recall, they started in. Yeah, okay. Let's see. We are currently in Tanaris, or I am, and it started here in. Let me see. Yeah, in Feralis, in the main quest sort of encampment. I think there's a single troll there, and he's the one that gives various quests. He started a chain. He actually starts two chains, but one of them is where I have to get some Screecher Spirits by using some strange device on mobs in Feralis, and eventually that turned into that I have to sort of look at two stones inside the dungeon of Zul Farrak. After I've completed the quests in Zul Farrak, I was instructed to go to the Hinterlands to complete all the sort of, well, not all the elite quests there, but one of them that I completed on top of the Hinterlands. I'm just going to show you where as well, because it's quite complicated, all these quests that sort of leads up to Sunken Temple, so I'm going to try and explain them. So I'm back to the Hinterlands here, or at least I'm trying to. Give me a second here. It must be up there. Yeah. So we did, as a group, we did in here in Jinthar, I think there's 5 or 6 elite quests, and this was part of one of the eggs, with the one with the egg that I'm currently gonna hand in now here in Tanaris. Most of them was picked up here, but that was the egg quest here was actually started initially by that troll in Feralis. And like I said, I had to go through Zul Farrak and then the elite quest here, and I'm just gonna hand it in by this guy up here, Yakinya, another sort of single troll in the middle of nowhere with goblins, you could say. So I'm just gonna hand this quest in, and as you can see, it's part of the Hinterlands sort of elite quest that I've completed earlier. The reason why I haven't handed them in is just that I want to farm as much reputation as possible. So I'm gonna hand them in eventually, but I'm trying to sort of save my experience so I can get like I said, as much reputation gains. So the thing is, these quests, they don't offer any reputation. Maybe this one, but not the other ones, and nor did this one. But we are talking a quest that started in Feralis, went through Zul Farrak, the dungeon here in Tanaris, and then it expanded to the elite quest in the Hinterlands, and then finally here it has expanded into, as you can see, a quest now in Sunken Temple. So it's quite a chain with a lot of work in it. If it's worth it in the end, maybe. Uh, if so, then this should be what I was after, but if it's better than I have equipped, I couldn't say really. But let's see if we can survive long enough to complete the quest. It's a difficult dungeon, Sunken Temple in my opinion, but we'll get to it eventually. But like I said, this is like my strategic or long-term aim at the moment is to, when there's a suitable group for Sunken Temple, to join in as as Moonkin, of course. And yeah, on this low population server, it's not like there's a ton of options to join a Sunken Temple group. The few sort of active guilds that reach a dungeon like that is it's the final dungeon really before you end. Well, you could argue that there is a dungeon in Blackrock as well, Blackrock Mountain, but it's one of the final dungeons before you reach level 60 and do 60 dungeons, if you get that far, of course. Anyway, the same troll, I think it was in Ferralis. I'm just going to show you again on the map because I've been around all over the world, you could say. But there was a troll here in Camp Mojashi that sent me off to talk to Maran Rivet Seeker here um, in the Tanaris Desert. So, and I think I completed that quest. I'm gonna put it in the description because it was just a go talk to quest. I shouldn't have handed it in because it's rather complicated already, I think, to collect all these quests for Sunken Temple. And personally, I'm using warhead.com as a sort of a guide for, especially for complicated matters like this. Also, the comments on warhead.com to various quests can be useful as well. But yeah, but like I said, this quest it came initially from the same troll that sort of, I think the same troll that gave me this quest that ended up with this egg, which meant that it was, the quest that was through Zul Farrak and ended, and the Hinterlands and ends up in Sunken Temple. But like I said, this quest, it was a go talk to this guy, Marin Rivetziger, who is a goblin standing down here in the middle of the desert. He had another quest, I think, where I had to pick up some troll items here. That was a non-elite quest. And initially you can't see, as you can see, it's just a Tanaris quest on the add-on questy here as well. You can't see that it's a sort of a Sunken Temple quest, but it will end up being that. So the troll sends me here to talk to this guy, and then this guy sent me to I think he sent me to he sent me to Ratchet, and that's what I didn't get to record because I thought it was just a go talk to quest. But I was sent here to talk to this guy. This guy sends me to Ratchet in the Barrens down here to talk to some other female goblin that was in the village there, and then she sends me back, and that's where I am now. So I'm just gonna talk to him. And then, as you can see, he offered 2 new quests, Into the Depths, and all of a sudden, ta-da, Sunken Temple again. So another Sunken Temple quest, and yet another one as well. So from 2 Sunken Temple quests to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the moment now. And there's actually one more in the neighboring zone here that I can pick up. Same issue as the one I just sort of fixed now, you could say, that ends up in Sunken Temple, where I have to start some random quests that eventually ends up in Sunken Temple, and that's where we're going now. So unless I screwed something up, I'll have all the quests. I think there's 1 or 2 quests maybe inside the dungeon itself that will be picked up in there, but other than that, I think I got all the quests. If not, I'm gonna check it up before I do the dungeon. But if not, then I'm gonna show you where I get the final quest as well. So yeah, lots of legwork in order to collect all the quests for Sunken Temple. And you could say if you wanted to do, say, multiple runs there in order to, there's some item that you just need to have, sort of, then I guess it's no problem. But to be honest, Sunken Temple is a maze, and it's not one of my favorite dungeons. It's okay, but even when people know what they're doing, it's typically a quest that will take, that can take like 2 hours without problems. So it's a long one. Anyway, I'm off to Ungodo Crater here, and that's where I'm gonna pick up the last one. It's, let me see, up here at the only fly point that is a shared fly point for Alliance and Horde as well. There's a quest called Larion and Mugen, and I think it's a reference to sort of Mario Bros or something like that. But um, it's about I have to kill various mobs sort of um, all over the sort of jungle resort, you could call it. I'm coming here, by the way, and Questy is quite helpful in a matter that one shouldn't think, maybe, because they can drop an item here quite frequently. It's not that rare drop, really. This one, Villadin's Journal, it's shown a lot of places. But what makes it very useful here is that there are some major dinosaurs here. This is like a dinosaur area, and I'm just going to show you, but you'll see it soon enough. There are other mobs as well. There was an ooze there. But there was a Pterodax. So as you can see, it's like Jurassic Park, pretty much. That's the vibe I get from this zone, anyway. But there are some really big bad boys, and they are kind of showed on these lines here, sort of by accident, because they can all drop this Villadin's Journal. So Questy is actually showing where these guys sort of patrol. It's level 55 to 60 elite raptors that can run pretty fast. So if they get to you, there's a big chance you're gonna die, really. And I can imagine they hit like a hammer. I definitely don't feel like getting hit by one of them. Anyway, the Larian guy is here, and just to show you his counterpart, and apparently he went Horde. I don't know if these two brothers don't like each other or something like that, since this guy was marked as Horde, as you can see, and the other one is marked as an Alliance. He's up here, I think. I'm not sure if yeah, he's there, as you can see. But that's his counterpart, and I suppose this guy offers the same quest for Alliance. Yeah, so I have to kill 20 mobs and try not to get killed myself by those big dinos there. But it's, like I said, it's a lot easier to, I'm just gonna find a safe spot here, or fairly safe anyway, and show you again where these raptors are. So over here, I'm gonna start over here, but when I'm grinding here, what I'm mainly keeping an eye on is this one, and then sort of to my knowledge and yours as well. So over here on the right side, I should take care along the sort of the mountain ridge, and then there's sort of in the center. It seems there are two there, and then on the left, it's like it's not all the way out to the mountainside, but sort of more like in the middle. So, but one thing at a time. Just constantly keep these guys in the back of your head. That's pretty much what this is about. They are like the son of Arugul. What the son of Arugul is the Silverpine Forest, and these guys is for yeah, a level 50 plus lethal as hell. There are actually some people, I can imagine, some kind of 60s that are farming those big bad boys. I think they're called Terror, I don't know, something. We'll see one of them eventually. They are pretty gigantic if you haven't been here before and know about them. Yeah, might as well pick this up. It's this blood petal sprout is um, just gonna buff up now while I'm at it. It's part of a sort of repeatable quest. If it's worth it or not, probably not, but I'm just gonna pick it up anyway. I can hand it in to some animal up here, but it's not really what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna pick it up because it was pretty much right in my face. Further, there's these 61 elites that are roaming around here, but they are yellow, as you can see. They won't attack you unless attacked. As you can see here, no aggro, fortunately, because otherwise I'd pretty much be dead as well. But the guys I'm looking for are these guys. I'm just gonna pick this up as well. The zone itself, I'm gonna get there later, I guess. Probably after Sunken Temple, if I make it that far. Okay, and they're not immune to nature damage, that's nice. Just gonna check for that raptor, but I'm nowhere near sort of close to it. And one down. Bonus is that they can drop this Ungoro soil here that is used for a variety of quests and maybe even some crafting recipes. I'm not sure about the last part though. So again, before I engage, I'm just gonna check. I'm fairly close to the patrol route of this one of the raptors there. But they're very big, so it should be possible to see them in advance, and I do have some kind of scanner as well. I'm not quite sure if it works. I haven't really it's more like a rare scanner, but I think it's set up for elites as well. Sometimes I have to sort of disable it though, because it's simply too annoying, because it'll go nuts each time I'm close to any kind of elite, and it's pretty much like listening to your watch in the morning when you have to get up, which is quite annoying, of course. So another one of these fellows here. Again, I'm just checking the map. I seem to be home free here. No big dinos in the vicinity. And naturally I can check my sixes as well anyway. Savage, what was that? Savage front and Heart of the Wild is sort of crafting materials for various recipes. I know at least, I'm not quite sure what the front is for, but the Heart of the Wild is definitely for tailoring, among other. That's where I've used it. I think it's actually used. Nah, not true. Not true. I thought it might be used for my headpiece, but actually, I don't think it is. So there's some other of these guys here, and yeah, just go nuts, I guess, with the killing. While keeping an eye out for Big Boy. And one of the lesser dinos here. Not to mention a silver mountain silver sage flower. I think I'm gonna pick that one. It's it's part of some of the high tier potions actually. It'll be typically like you need, say, one what are they called? Black Lotus, and say 20 of these guys to make a potion or an elixir. There we go. And as the name suggests, it's usually picked up in sort of mountainous regions, like this one. So I got this book that's pretty much all over the map, as you can see it's marked, but I prefer not to open it now. Mainly because if I start doing the quest, I guess it'll disappear, and it's a major advantage until I get really used to where these sort of deadly raptors actually are. So I'm not gonna start this quest initially, but to be honest, this episode was mainly about collecting the quest for Sunken Temple, and this is not part of that. And who would have known that this was, unless uh, I had known warhead.com. So as you can see, it's quite a common drop. I've already sort of found it again. So I got when you first seen these raptors, you'll get a lot of respect for them due to their size alone, actually. So that's why pretty much I want to sort of look in the direction where they could be. I feel like I'm at level 11, where the level 25 son of a Rugel can be. So that was the first 9 mobs out of 20. And thing is, I don't think most people probably don't know or they don't care about this quest. But completionist as I am, and I have an urge to show my viewers as well how to solve all the quests in the game. At least for Horde side. Then um, then I have to do this quest as well. But what I mean by it is that probably when I get a group for Sunken Temple, eventually I'll probably be the only one that has this quest, and I can't share it. If there's a lot of previous quests and you have to use some kind of item, then usually you can't share it. And that's the same here. So I have to sort of rely on goodwill because I think it's not a quest that I can solo. Or at least it would be kind of risky, but so far when I've been in group with people, they've been very um, very sweet so far. I haven't everyone I've pretty much met in here have been very helpful in the dungeons especially. So even though these guys looks the same, they aren't. As you can see, we've got a blood petal thresher and a blood petal lasher. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same mobs, but not completely. Some of them can stun and some of them can use a poison. That's pretty much it. But they are quite abundant here, and that makes it a lot easier for me. I'm just gonna, yeah. So right now I'm standing in the middle of the path of where this sort of dino comes. So yeah, no panic, but I wouldn't pull him off if the second I see him. And yeah, that sucks. So a level 55 just got killed by Darkcaster in Corin's Crossing. I'm not quite sure where that is. So I'm just gonna check out what the guild has to say about it. Yeah, okay, they're going full nuts, tragic loss, etc. And yeah, it sucks. I'm not gonna cry when I die, but yes, naturally it's gonna suck. That goes without saying. But I pretty much feel like, you know, if you play this game hardcore, expect to die at some point. Sure, we all have sort of different end game scenarios, you could say. But uh, I guess my end game scenario would be fully Naxxramas geared. Uh, yeah, with pretty much all you can achieve. Uh, but for I think for a lot of people, it's to maybe reach level 60. That will be sort of the goal, and that would be quite a nice goal as well, of course. If I am gonna make the goal to be fully Nax geared, probably not. Um, I didn't do Nax back in vanilla. I think I did it on in Wrath of the Lich King. I think we did it there. So I've tried the full run, but I don't. It's so far back that I don't recall how it was like. I remember pretty much only um, the Kel'Thuzad, the final boss fight. But I remember it was hard even as a level 80 back then. But I was quite a raid noob back then, and I still am now. I got an idea about what it's all about. I had a real life friend back then that was a raid leader in a big guild, so I had the chance to join. And I hope I didn't make too much of a fool out of my body there, but yeah, I think I was I, wa- I wasn't too sort of raid clever back then, but at least what I got out of it was I tried to do my best, but you know I didn't know shit, to be honest, and uh, I guess I was too lazy to read about the bosses as well. And that's a good thing about hardcore is that uh, yeah, if you don't know your stuff, you're gonna get yourself killed probably, and what's actually worth, I think, is you're probably gonna get someone else killed as well. So yeah, and that's what I think that's really what brought me back here is that you really have to sort of do your best here in order to. It's much more painful to fuck up here, as you can see, as this poor guy that just died before the level 55. It's pretty much the same level as me. So I feel with him. I don't feel sorry for him because, like I said, you sign up for this. So why be sorry when it happens? And it's gonna happen for most of us, I'd say. That, yeah, you either make it to where you stop playing due to you reach your goal, and if it's fully Nax gear, then there's a lot you have to overcome for sure. Or you die on the road to getting there. Not that I like rap music at all, but I think 50 Cent had some kind of wisdom on the subject. He just called it "Get Rich or Die Trying," and I guess this is. Like I said, I really don't like rap music, but I know what he means by it, of course, and it's pretty much the same for me here. I mean, get to get to the goal that you set, uh, and if you die trying, at least I hope you get a good death. That you did what you could, and that's it. Don't feel bad about it when it happens. So either quit playing Vol Hardcore if you can handle it, or yeah, or take it like a man. I mean, don't don't bitch about it. It's been a good journey, and even if my druid is gonna die today, yeah, I think it's gonna suck, and I really I don't even know what I haven't even got plans for what to do after. I think I'm gonna keep the channel for sure, even though it's small, but I'm sort of enjoying putting up videos. Here we got a classic new guy. Um, Death fell down the elevator, and you know it's not that bad. It's a learning curve, so he's level 14, and he just found out that it's probably smart to, you know, don't do that twice. It's okay to do something, yeah, stupid really. Learn to have patience enough uh, to yeah wait for a fresh elevator, and that's what I've learned. I didn't learn it from dying myself to the elevator. I never did that actually, but I have a good internet connection, and that might be one of the reasons why I haven't died in the elevator. Another reason is that uh, I got patience, so I don't have to, you know, in order to try to save as 3 or 4 seconds, I can wait for a fresh elevator and always do. Same thing in Thunderbluff. I at least try not to, you know, type while I'm running in Thunderbluff or somewhere when I'm in high up. Just don't do it. I mean, it can wait, and you can always ask yourself: is it worth dying over typing this or looking out, tapping out to do some stuff, or pretty much not focusing on what you actually should focus on? I mean, even though Thunderbluff it's a safe spot, you could say, but it's not safe if you fall over the ledge. Um, and it's easy to do so if you're not focused on what you're doing. So, and again, that's kind of like what I like about um, this variant of the game. Um, that yeah, if you if you aren't focused and you're rushing things, then there's the chance that you die is much higher. So again, I was just looking at the map, and the big dino is he can be here. So I have to sort of be uh, keep that in the back of my head. And as you can see, these guys can root for 10 seconds, so it'll kind of suck if you got rooted and then the big boy was just around the corner. I'm just gonna find him eventually, just to show you the big dinos, the big, especially for people that you know haven't been in the zone. So that I can see if my rare scanner goes off in the process. Because I'm not quite sure if it does, and to be honest, uh, I probably shouldn't have it go off. I think I disabled it because I think it's too annoying. It's just going off too much, really. But I don't know. They're just quite scary. Those big dinos, just the size alone, they're very intimidating. Also because I just know it's a death sentence pretty much if I get hit by them. I think my only chance, because it'll slow me for sure. I don't think it whips, but it can sort of make a terror roar where you get feared as well. But I think my best chance if I got knocked off the horse would go travel form and just see if I could outrun him. So we need one trapper. Um, I'm just gonna go back to see if I missed one. There could be some in the area here. And I'm pretty sure the next part of the chain is the actually Sunken Temple quest. There's one here, I think. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna position myself so I got a view to if one of these big guys turn up. And yeah, might as well keep some eyes in your back as well. So I'm just gonna hand in, and I think I got the final quest for of those quests that I can bring to Sunken Temple. Off screen, I'm just gonna check up if I actually have them, and other than that, I know that if there pops up in guild or say in uh, guild chat, then I have a chance to actually join a Sunken Temple run. If I got like 2 hours. Uh, yeah, okay, so where, okay, yeah, he's over here. There we go. So, okay, we're not quite done here. I have to travel to Marvin's workshop in order to, I think, pick up this final item for, yeah, what did he say? Just gonna park myself up here. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So Marvin, who has a workshop in Richard, I'm sure he'll be able to create some sort of gadget. So that's the final part. I'm pretty sure I have to pick up some kind of item. And I got Hearth in Undercity that doesn't help us. Anything at all actually about getting faster to Ratchet. But now it's sightseeing, guys. So let's find one of the big dinos for those that haven't seen them before. I think there's one called actually King Mosh or something like that. There is a chance, of course, that someone is actually farming these guys, typically in a group. And poor Bone Meal here, he got slain by a rotting ancestor. That's one of the starter quests in Tearsful Glades, the undead start area. Well, starter quest, it's a level 12 quest. But if he is on this quest where the rotting ancestors are, there is a chance that it's sort of one of the classic death traps, you could say, meaning that it's like go down in an enclosed environment, a crypt actually. Okay, so I got in combat by this ooze, and that's what I should take into consideration here is that there's a chance that I could, be in combat. I just left combat here, and getting dazed by a mob would pretty much be a death sentence for me as well if I'm close to one of those big dinos that I'm looking for, just to show you. So I gotta keep an eye on the sort of local fauna, what kind of level they are. 4 levels below me, 4 levels below me. So I got a little slack here where I can get closer to them than say a level 50, for instance. Another guy died on the starting zone as well due to some kind of spider. So, oh, here he is. One of them at least. And as you can see, these guys are, well, I don't know why, but I'm really terrified about them. Maybe because I know if he gets to me, then I'm really, really, really in big trouble. So, where did he go? Oh, it's there. But this sort of the Iron Hide guy, level 55, one level below me. I think he will have sort of a normal aggro range, but as you can see here, it's not like you have any doubts whatsoever that this guy is just no. At least when you're alone. But like I said, some people are probably farming them. Because I think there's a couple of leatherworking recipes where you need some skin from I can imagine it's from these guys anyway. Where did it go? Okay. I hope I'm not by accident sort of zoning into him or something like that. Okay. I should have distance to him now. And yeah, I would be, if I disconnect now, I'd be really, really, spooked getting it back inside again. But this was even sort of one of the lower of these guys, you could say. This guy was 55. I think this is 60 as well. He might be a rare version of these guys. And I can imagine maybe a 60 hunter, pretty well geared hunter, to probably down them solo. This seems to be sort of the end point of where he's going, but you know, never mind, guys. I think you pretty much got the point here about what we're looking at. But all these guys, I mean, this guy that came here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. There's 6 of these sort of dinos. Yeah, I should probably watch where I'm going. Yeah, don't run into them unprepared at least. And that's, like I said, what I've been preaching actually from all these people dying from Son of a Ruru in Silver Pine Forest. I think the developers of the game already back then tried to, you know, be aware of the environment. It's not all same level as you that you can, I wouldn't say bitch slap around, but there are dangers lurking around besides sort of the normal fauna. By the way, these that I've collected 7 of, eventually I'm gonna collect 15 and then I can hand them in for some kind of small price here, and I will do that. So what I'm gonna do off screen is I'm gonna fly to Ratchet. There's no need to punish you with this long flight. Let's go to Ratchet. And then I'm gonna hand in this quest and yeah, and get the follow-up. And I'm pretty sure I got all the quests for Sunken Temple. So, as usual guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.